Glinstall Abbey overcame the challenge of a gallant St Clement side in the opening game of the Clayton Hotel's Munster School Senior Cup. The Maroe side did all the damage in the opening half as they led 17-3 at half-time, with tries from Ronan Quinn, Conan O'Sullivan and Jack O'Mahony. Aaron Egan kicked one conversion, while John Bateman replied with a penalty for Clements. In the second half, Glinstall put the game beyond Clements when Luke Fitzgerald scored their fourth try and Egan added the extras. Clements battled to the finish and were rewarded with a try from Aidan Quinlivan 10 minutes from time, which Bateman converted. Egan completed the scoring with a late penalty for Glinstall to ensure their place in the quarter-final draw. 27-10 the full-time score. CBC showed their pedigree with a dominant performance against Crescent, the side they beat in last year's Senior Cup final. Out-half James Taylor and winger JD O'Hay particularly impressive behind a huge pack that laid a solid platform for the backs to thrive. Taylor's 11th minute penalty got the ball rolling and they led 8-0 at half-time thanks to Sean Duffy's close-range 5-pointer as the interval approached. CBC flanker Finn Burke barged over the line for the second try 4 minutes after the break, with Taylor's extras making it 15-0. Lock Richard Thompson was then sent over in the corner after a sumptuous offload by Duffy. Taylor landed the touchline conversion and CBC led 20-0. Crescent showed great heart as they attempted to work their way back and they struck for their first score through replacement Ronan Gallery. However, the hosts finished well and a late try from replacement Scott Buckley put the gloss on a fine CBC performance. 35 the full-time score. Rockwell opened their account against St Munchin's and Clanwilliam. Munchin's Jason Kiley and Rockwell's Jake Flannery exchanged early penalties before Rockwell eventually showed signs of dominance, and after numerous phases, Padraig Leamy showed superb instincts to cross the whitewash. The conversion was just missed by Flannery, but he made amends by putting Ryan O'Sullivan away in the corner just minutes later for Rockwell's second try. Flannery converted. Munchin's made an instant reply through elusive winger Luke Costello, who glided beyond the defence and brought the match back to 15-8 by the break. Upon the resumption, Shane Kelly made a long-range break that saw him all the way to the try line and the gap was down to 2. Kiley then missed a penalty that would have given Munchin's the lead, while soon after Flannery landed a 3-pointer to put the gap back out to 5. The sides were back on level terms when Tyrone O'Halloran stepped inside and scored right in front of the Rockwell faithful, but the killer blow for Munchin's came when Andrew Daly mirrored O'Halloran's try at the other end of the field to put Rockwell firmly in the driving seat. Ryan O'Sullivan converted to make it 25-18 before Jake Flannery returned to the fray and kicked over a further penalty to put the game beyond any doubt. 28-18 the full-time score. PBC are safely through to the quarter-finals after a comprehensive victory over Ard Scoilreash and Duradoyle. Harry Dillon opened the scoring with a try after 9 minutes for the Mardyke College, and Peter Sylvester converted. Despite continuous pressure, the Ardscoil line was not breached again until the 19th minute, when Jack O'Sullivan won a line-out, and as the Pres pack mauled towards the line, the ball went out to the back line and Jonathan Wren crossed for a try, which Sylvester converted. It was 21-10 to the Cork side at the interval when Wren crossed for his second try, following good work by Billy Scannell. Again, Sylvester added the extras. Ardscoil's pressure was rewarded when, following a quickly taken penalty on the Pres 22, Casey nipped in for a try in the 51st minute. However, Pres hit back immediately. A line out on the Limerick side's 22 was caught by Owen Quilter and the pack mauled their way over the line with Quilter touching down to make it 26-5. The Cork side finished in style with 2 late tries from substitute Harry Dillon and Sam O'Donovan. Sylvester converted both to ensure Pres booked their place in the last 8. Bandon Grammar are also through to the quarter-finals as they came from behind to defeat Castletroy College with 2 late tries at Old Chapel. Castletroy made the better start and they opened the scoring on the 11th minute when Paul Clancy crossed after sprinting from the halfway line following a ruck in the middle of the park. Stephen Atkinson followed it up with the simple conversion. Bandon opened their account 3 minutes before the break with a try in the corner by Colin Dean, which was converted by Ethan Green, but Clancy gave Castletroy a 14-7 interval lead with his second try. It was converted by Atkinson on the stroke of half-time. The Limerick side extended their lead with a penalty by Atkinson in the 41st minute to stretch the margin to 10 points, but Castletroy were on defensive duties for most of the quarter, and Victor Lovell brought the West Cork side to within touching distance with a pushover try following a 5-metre line-out. With the scoreline reading 17-12 in Castletroy's favour, Travis Toomey tied the scores with a try next to the post on the 66th minute following a series of drives by the West Cork pack. Green added the simple conversion. Grammar continued to have the Limerick side penned back, and Sean Hudson barged over in the corner with 2 minutes remaining to put the game beyond Castletroy's reach. 24-17 the full-time score. In the second round draw of the Clayton Hotel's Munster School Senior Cup, St Munchin's will face Castletroy, Crescent will face Clements, while Ard Scoilreash have a bye into the quarter-finals.